Bree, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this little interview. I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little nervous DMing you, like, do you want to be on the show? Which we're gonna use this audio for both of our shows because it's gonna be that good. So without further ado, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show, Bree.
Thank you so much for having me. I have been looking forward to this since the second we scheduled it because you guys, we have a hilarious story. Just wait for this story.
Yeah, do you want to tell it?
I don't know. I think we should both tell it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's just dive in. Let's just tell the story of how we met. So circa 2019, which seems like forever ago now.
What the heck?
Yeah. We met at, what was it called? Live Aqua.
Mm-hmm.
All-inclusive, adults-only resort. It was super nice. And like, you were there with your husband.
Yep.
I was there with he was not even my boyfriend at the time. Actually, we'll
remember that.
Yeah, that's a story for another time. We're married now. So, but yeah, we were there. And I remember I don't remember like the moment we met you guys, but we had dinner with you guys one night.
Yeah, I think it was our last full day there. And we just happened to have our chairs next to the pool where I think side by side.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And you were in direct sales network marketing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like just starting to post to social media. Like I hadn't quite yet joined. Beachbody was my first venture, but I hadn't quite yet joined yet. But I was like just getting a taste for like posting on social media. I remember I took pictures at the resort. I was like, this is a great place to post content. I'm just gonna see how fun this can be.
Oh my gosh, no way. I don't think I realized that you were like just getting into business.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. I was just like, this could be fun, but it was like, I remember you were crushing it, right? You did really well in network marketing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember I think I was with Ronan and Fields at the time. But yeah, I was, I think we're the same people where we're like, anything we do, we're all in.
All in, yeah. And then I think it was probably last year. I think we became friends on Facebook. But it was like last year where I was like looking at my Explore page, which is really weird because I don't really look at my Explore page. Like I really don't. It's like not a place that I go. And I was like, hold on, I recognize this girl. And I pulled it up and I'm like, wait, she's filling it. I think I DM'd you like, oh my God, do you remember me? Crazy time.
Such a small world. Okay, the funny thing, like one of the things I remember about meeting you in Mexico, because I was like newly postpartum with my second child, and I was, like postpartum, you're just a mess and your body's a mess. And I just remember seeing you in the pool. You were like this like goddess. I'm like, damn, that is vibes. And you were here like all, whatever. I remember that. I was like, she's a freaking goddess. Like, hello.
Oh, wow. That means a lot. I can specifically remember not feeling myself on that vacation. So that actually is really nice of you to say.
Oh, yeah. You were vibes for sure.
So here we are now, and we are both out of network marketing and owning our own businesses. And I'm so intrigued by what you have going on. I'm like echoing. So I'm like, if I'm talking weird, that's probably why. But I'm so intrigued with what you have going on, but I actually want to know, like, can you give us the rundown of you starting your business? I love the 30-month story. I've heard it a couple times. Like, I've paid in your spaces because you're a freaking rock star, and your making 30K month story is so cool. So if you could share that and then like bring us up to date with what you're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm curious if because we have a kind of a similar journey. So I'm curious if like things that I share, you're like, oh yeah, me too. But so basically I went back to work after having my first baby. I made it 3 months. I cried every day. I'm like, this is not why I wanted to be a mom. So I came home, but I still wanted income, connection, purpose, autonomy, all the things. So I jumped into direct sales because it's kind of this like low risk way to get started and put yourself out there. And I don't know if you agree here, but the things that I learned there, I'm like, man, those helped me crush in my own business. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I did it for 5.5 years, and, it was just like, oh, this is a game. Let's see like how far I can go in the company, and did quite well. Like, was on the leaderboards, all of that. But I remember it was summer of 2022, and my husband, he would see me working hard and being on my phone and all the things. And he's like, man, you're helping build someone else's business. Have you ever thought about building your own business? Like, what if you put all that time and energy into your own thing? And I thought it was a great idea, like immediately, landed in my body. I'm like, yes. But then the question was, I had no idea, like, what would I do? What could I do? And that was, the biggest thing. But I knew that it felt really aligned. I was ready for something of my own. And so I just started investing into mentorship. The first thing I did was purchase a 2K program. It was like for moms, like who want to be CEOs, I was like, oh, it sounds relevant. And I just kept investing. But in my first 6 months of my own business, I only earned $132 total. And at that time I was like, shit, like I have invested a lot of money, like I think over 20K. Oh. And it's like, I got to figure something out, like, started applying for jobs, but it was like, I wanted to figure something out so I could keep going. Cause I was just like, I know it's meant for me. And also that was so fall of 2022, I would sit at my kitchen table and I had this like 369 manifestation journal. So I would write, over and over and over every day in there, thank you for my 20K months. Thank you for my 20K months. Thank you for my 20K months. Was earning like nothing basically at the time. So then it was December of 2022. I was like, shit, got to figure something out. I was, looking on Indeed, all the places, and I found this posting it was 15 hours a week, I believe, with a life coach out of California. And it was fully remote, like really fun, easy tasks. It didn't mention anything about being a virtual assistant, but I was like, this role is amazing. Like I could do this easily from home and like, not sacrifice anything with my kids. And so I started looking for more roles like that. And it led me to the virtual assistant industry. And I was like, shit, like this is it. Yeah. And so I just like direct sales, I'm like, I'm going to be a VA. And I just went for it and booked a 2K a month client in 3 days. And then in my first full month as a VA, I had 4 clients and earned 5K. I was like, dude, this is everything I've been looking for as a mom. And I just started talking about it because I was obsessed. And, everyone's like, wait, what are you doing? How can I do that? Like, this is what I want. It's a lot of women who I knew from direct sales who were burnt out. It's like the incomes in direct sales tends to be like up and down. Yeah. And so I built a program at the time. It was called Mom to VA in 30 days. And it sold out like that. And, it was then in the 6 months of investing and not really seeing the tangible that it all compounded and very quickly. So, I was working as a VA and then I built my program and I launched my program January 2023. In July 2023, I had my first 30K month. December 2023 was a 55K month. And then January 2024 was a 100K cash month. So basically December 2022 was a $70 month. And then January 2024 was a 100K cash month. So 13 months from $70 to 100K.
That's insane. What was it like? What did it feel like when you saw the 100K in your Stripe account? You're like, I made 100K in a month. Yeah,
it was insane. I actually had no idea because we use a couple different payment processors. Okay. And I can't, like, I'm the type of person, I can't obsessed about the money. It constructs it for me and I feel pressure. Mm-hmm. And so I don't really track like super, super closely. I knew it was our highest month ever. I thought it was like 80 something K month. And then my bookkeeper 3 weeks later was like, you realize you just hit your 100K month. I was like, are you kidding me? Like what? What did you say? He was, oh, that's like a whole nother funny story. I don't know. I don't want like this episode to be only about me. I want to talk about stuff.
I'm so interested.
Okay, this is the juice too then. Okay, so my husband has always been wildly supportive, but he's very analytical and logical and like by the numbers, like be realistic here.
Masculine.
And so is yours too? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say to a certain degree.
Yeah. I think it's like a man thing.
Yeah, it's innate for them, They want to protect us and
exactly.
That's what they do.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so fall of 2022, when I was earning like nothing, I told him, babe, guess what? I'm gonna do a 30K month. Like, I'm gonna build a business. He's like, he just laughed and like not kindly, like just like, you're out to lunch, like that's toxic, be realistic, that's just gonna set you up to fail. And I just like, I was so like pure genuinely excited that I could just feel it like melt at my feet in a puddle. And so I felt like I had a choice. I could believe what he said and thought, or I could do it anyways and just show him after. And so I did it. I was just like,
I have those months.
Lips are zipped. I'm going to go do the thing. I didn't tell him until a year later when I held up my phone screen, my business bank account, and I just had like a 45K month. And so he knew I was business building, but he didn't, you know, he's not on social media either. He hates social media. That's like a whole nother thing. Yeah. So yeah, he was just like jaw dropped. And then even then I told him, well, yeah, I'm going to do 100K months. And he's like, yo. And like 3 months later I did it.
Hell yes. That's so friggin' badass. I'm in love with that story so much. That's so cool. Like, that's so amazing. My husband, it's just been like an interesting journey because when I first started dating him, like he hated social media, which he's not on social media either, but he was like, if I posted anything to social media, he was like, what are you doing? Like, you're not even making money. Because at the time I was just posting for fun, like just a girly with social media. And then I got into network marketing and I would go into our guest room literally every night for hours. And I would run calls. I would work on like organizing challenges for my downlines. Like I was putting so much into it that he was kind of like, okay, this is cool. Like you have something that lights you up. And so from that moment, when I worked up into that 1% of the industry and I was making a lot of money, yeah, it was so fun. He was like, this is so cool. Like, this is awesome. Like, keep going. Like, and then he kind of switched from the social media thing because I also think when you're not married to someone yet and you're posting on social media, and like I was in the fitness realm at first. So I was posting in my sports bra and stuff. He was kind of like, like, what are you doing that for? And I understood it, but I think I had to really develop and strengthen the trust and show him how loyal I actually was. And like, I was online to serve a greater purpose, not just show off my body. At that point, he was like, I don't care what you post. Now he's like my photographer. Literally 98% of my videos and my pictures, like he takes them all. And we'll be on vacation last week. And he's like, have you taken any pictures? Like, are you ready to go? Are you good? Like, makeup today? Like, what are we doing? Like, he's totally shifted. And I like telling that story because at first it wasn't that way. Like, you got to give people time to support you. And I do think like the biggest part of him supporting me was me supporting myself. It was like, I went all in before I expected him to go all in on me. And then it naturally unfolded. So it's like, that's our kind of journey in the relationship piece. But, I mean, similar to your story, like they are just here to help us, like, to protect us. They don't want us to fall flat on our face and lose a ton of money. And they're here to run the family and make sure everybody is safe and all of that stuff. So they're just doing their job there. But I love your story so much.
I'm like, don't take it as marriage advice. That's just what worked for us. But I remember, do you know Andrea Crowder? Yeah. So I did a podcast with her last year, right around this time. And I told her that story and she's like, this is the best story of like the decade. But I was like, afterwards, I'm like, I don't want people to think like, don't tell your partner something. But she's like, no, you have to, like, you can't touch the baby with dirty hands. I was like, that's the best way to say it.
Yeah. Like, well, and you were working to prove it to yourself too. So it's like to hold the energy of his opinions and the way that he sees it, but also balancing your own belief. Like, that's really tough.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Especially when you have no evidence that is going to work other than like pure belief in delusional conviction. Yeah.
Also, I love your outfit. You look fantastic.
Thank you. I did dress with you in mind because I know that you're like the fashion queen and I love me some fashion too.
Yeah, I love your posts lately talking. I'm like all about that. I don't even consider myself like a fashion queen. I always get that question. Like, I have people in my DMs like, can I pay you to be a stylist? I'm like, I don't do that. I wish that I had that skill because that would be a booming business for me, but I don't know how to tell you how to dress. And that, like, I tried on that offer once where I had an offer where I was like giving outfit inspo, and doggy, I know that's so cute. I was like trying to give outfit inspo, and I'm like, you know what? This to me, like, the outfits that we wear is so much deeper than just like what you put on your body. And that's why I love your post lately, because it's shining through that the same way business is a vessel for you to turn into your best self, the same way that content is a mirror as to where you're playing small, the same way that my sister runs Turn Up Dance Fitness, like the way you're dancing is truly a vessel into becoming a bigger version of yourself. It's like the way you dress is truly it either works for you or it works against you. And so no one can tell you what to put on. No one can tell you what to wear. The same way I really don't believe anyone can tell you what to do in your business. You have to take that next step. You have to take that leap. And like, you wearing this outfit is like just perfect for this conversation. I love it.
Yes. No, I mean, I believe that fashion, and not even like fashion might not be the right word for it, but it's like subconscious rewiring of your identity. And I mean, I know you talk about this all the time in your content and offers, like you got to be her first. And so if you could choose to essentially put on the skin every morning and then step into that, and like, have you ever, like alter egos, have you ever studied that? Or like, I'm sure you've talked about that, like Sasha Fierce and Beyonce, like, or like there was this Netflix show called Receivers, and Justin Jefferson on the Vikings. Like, I don't know if you've watched that. It's actually fascinating. Like, I should find you the clip. He has an alter ego named Jets, and he is Jets when he walks onto the field, and he has like his ice, his bling. When he puts on his bling, he becomes Jets. And like, he did it on the show and he talked differently. Like, it was like, it's actually giving me the goosebumps. It was like a whole different human being. Wow. And I'm like, dude, what if we all in business had like our, like, I'm like the mermaid, unicorn, sparkly person.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and I think so I played college basketball, and if I was the girl who I am now, back then, I would have been such a better player, because back then it was like, I would sit down before a game and I would write my goals on a piece of paper, which was honestly like advanced for a college age person. And I respect that about myself. I love that about myself, but it's like in business now, like I love goal setting and stuff, but at the same time, it's like what got me to where I am is not because I wrote down a goal and I followed the steps to getting there. And it's like that's cute. And if that works for you, that's great. I'm not hating on that at all, but it's like, if I could have been the version of me now back then, and I did embody this next level energy, I did have like the unspoken language, just you can't even put it down on paper. It's like, how do you show up to your master classes? How do you show up when you're on an Instagram live or on a podcast? It's like that energy that you bring. Like, I would step onto the court as a basketball player thinking about my goals, not thinking about I'm here to win and I'm going to do whatever feels right in my body to win. I'm going to score because I want to score. And so it's like I was mind effing these goals instead of just going and running through the brick wall. So I love the alter ego thing, because it is like you have to turn it on.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's so cool. Like almost in college before you knew it, is like you were rewiring neural pathways and just like believing like it's done. Like, I'm going to score 10 baskets in this game, or, you know, whatever. I don't know all the basketball terminology, but yes. Okay. Let's talk about your story. So I want to know how, because I know you're in Beachbody and I think you were in Q.
Yep.
Like what transpired to in your business now to be there. And then also, because I remember too, when we met in Mexico in 2019, you had this amazing corporate career. Like, you were crushing.
Yeah. Okay. So I will start with the fact that I was a college basketball player. I also studied pre-med and I wanted to be a doctor. And it's like all these series of events are going to make sense. But I had studied pre-med. I felt like that was a really prestigious title, something really fulfilling that I could feel proud of because of the title of being a doctor studying pre-med. Like, that felt really good to me. Although if I were to go back, like, I would do it totally differently. But that's part of the story, is I kept choosing after what was going to make me feel good on paper. So from there, I actually went and I coached college basketball and earned my master's. And that was a total fail. I hated coaching. It's really tough to go from being a player straight into a coach. Like, being on the sidelines was really hard for me. So I quickly shifted into being a teacher and I moved to Florida. And this is really crazy, but anyone in Florida can teach with a degree. It doesn't matter what it's in, for 3 years, and then like take a test. It's crazy and it's like really backwards. But I was like, this will be nice. Like I can go be a teacher. I'll have summers off. You know, this is like everything your parents tell you to do is to set up a life to build a family. And this made sense. So I went and I taught 7th grade science for 2 years, and I really wanted to win Teacher of the Year award. So I won that. And to me, I was like, that title's amazing. And I'll never forget, you get a bonus when you win this award. And I got it in the mail. I had my own apartment, which I also thought was really cool. I was living the time. I mean, I was 22, 23. I was like having the time of my life. And I got this envelope in the mail with my bonus, and I opened it up and it was $250.
Oh, geez. You're like,
and I was like,
you can go buy a dinner with us.
Dude, I was like, I went and bought an Apple Watch, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I was like, this is messed up. And I loved those kids. I actually loved that job so much. Like teaching is part of me. It's just what I love to do. But I was like, I can't continue down this path if I am going to stay true to who I really want to become and the power that I feel like I hold inside. So I moved on and I moved back to Michigan, where I'm from. And I landed a job in medical device sales, which took me 8 months to interview, which is crazy. Like I was like, I am going after the money now because I just left a job where it didn't pay, but I'm going to go for the money because I feel like maybe that'll be the thing that helps me feel better about myself. So I landed this job after 8 months of interviewing. I was making multiple 6 figures. I quickly got promoted into the next role. I was covering the University of Michigan. It all felt very prestigious and very high end. And then all of a sudden COVID happened. And I was forced to stay at home because I was covering in a medical device job, like elective procedures. So they were all canceled. So I had to stay home. And I had a panic attack for the first time in my life. And I can truly say, like, I had a panic attack because I was forced to sit with myself and actually see who I was in the mirror for the first time. Like, I couldn't fill my schedule. I couldn't run after the next title. I couldn't do anything except sit with myself. And I didn't like myself. Mm-hmm. So I had a panic attack. And I was living with my sister at the time. We had a super cute townhome. And I can remember her just like crawling up and hugging me from behind on the couch because I was like shaking and like freaking out. Like I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. Like this is not okay the way I feel. And so I let it kind of simmer for a couple days, and I realized I'm going to take a totally different path, and I'm just going to have fun, and I'm going to see where that leads me. And this is why, like, whenever I talk about COVID, and I hope that I don't affect anyone negatively when I say this, but it was the time of my life. It was like the best year of my life because I got to just do what I wanted to do for the first time ever. And that's how I found Beachbody. Is I have always been a person that's worked out, and I started posting about working out. Yeah. And I would go in my garage and I would lift some weights, and then I was like, I'm going to do Beachbody where they have at-home programs since I can't go to the gym. And I shared my natural journey, and I started to build a team of like 30 women. And we quickly climbed the ranks, and I realized how much I loved being the leader of a team and teaching them like just to express themselves naturally on their social media and develop a team and place themselves in a leadership role in a different way that it would stretch them. I loved it so much. But then I found Q Sciences, which was a ground floor opportunity. And I left Beachbody and I went to Q. And it was like crazy growth. Like I've never experienced anything like it. I had like 2,000 people under me. We literally took over. It was insane. Yeah. And so that was really fun. And I found that I was like hosting a weekly call every Monday night. I called it like Mastermind Monday, and I had no idea what Mastermind meant at the time. Like all of this is hilarious, but I was teaching heavily on social media. Like, here's what you should post. Here's the content. Here's the challenges. I would go into Canva. I would make these really cool like booklets, and I would like, okay, we're going to have like a queen challenge. And here's what, anyway, all of that to say, one of my friends on like an adjacent team, she was like, can I get on a call with you and like understand how you're leading your team? And I was like, for sure. So I showed her everything. And her name's Katie Smith. I should actually bring her on the show. But she was like, Chandler, you need to get out of network marketing. And she's like, you need to launch courses and stuff. And I was like, what are courses? Like, what I didn't want to be a teacher. Like, I'm like, I got out of that. Like, I don't want to do school. Like, And she's like, no, like online courses. And I'm like, I truly have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so she like sent me to, it's called Attract. Well, it's like Kajabi. And she's like, just start building stuff in here. And I was like, okay. So I started building, and then I started launching courses, and I had no idea what courses even were. I had no idea what I was doing. But people, like, I launched a course on cycle syncing, did it all wrong, but I had like 30 people join, and it was multiple hundreds. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, what a fun little thing I'm doing alongside of network marketing. And then all of a sudden I realized this is a whole new world. Like, people are actually out here like launching courses, and like they're coaching on their own. They don't need network marketing. So I left, and I kind of dabbled for a little bit. Like, I was like, I don't really know. The thing that I would go back and change, which I wouldn't change a lot, but like you mentioned how you hired a mentor and you invested right away. I did not do that. So I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall, like seeing what stuck. But I created a downloadable fitness guide. It was $47, and it flew off the shelves. I made like $12K with that guide in just a couple months. It was insane. And then I was like launching courses here and there. And then I decided I want to teach people how to launch courses. And so I created a course to teach people how to do that. And then all of that to say, I started investing like in the multiple 5 figures into mentorship. And then I was like, oh, okay. And this was just the end of 2023. So I'm fairly newer to like that side of the business, like investing in mentorship. But yeah, here we are. Now I'm a business mentor. I'm a content coach. Content is like my pride and joy. I love it so much. I'm obsessed with social media, and I love teaching people how to post, of course, and what it looks like in messaging. And I think I'm really good at that. But what I love about it is the depth that people miss in their content. It's like I can go and look at people's content, and I can, in 2 seconds, I can see where they're hiding and where they're not playing big enough. And I love to teach that in my spaces because, as I said, like I really do view content as a vessel. And the moment that you crack the code on showing it bigger in your content, everything just unfolds and it gets bigger and better and more fun. And like you just feel really proud to be you. And that is what I'm doing now.
That's so delicious. You know what's really cool about your journey, and I think it's why it makes you so good at what you do with your clients now, is that you, like before hiring mentors, you developed your own self-trust and tap into your intuition. And I think that, like, honestly, I do think that that's where people can go wrong. I don't want to say, everyone or whatnot, but I do think that sometimes there is an overemphasis on like, you won't succeed if you don't have a mentor. You won't succeed if you don't spend, thousands and thousands of dollars. And I think what happens if you have this belief that you can only succeed if you have mentors is that you lose your connection to your own trust and intuition. And like you said, that's what grows your business. It's your alignment, your voice, your frequency, your energy. And so, yeah, I think there is a discernment around mentorship. Like I look back and it's like the skill development and even the leadership development in who I am. But like, to be so transparent, this year, I'm investing more in team than mentorship. So I'm like, I got me. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I respect that. And I think we should all get to that point eventually. Like, that's the goal, is to not have to always rely on that. I do agree, though. Like, it's like the skill, the strategy, the blueprints, all of that stuff, you will learn that, which if you use that the right way and you remember to stay true to what you're doing and you stay true to your own mission, like it's inevitable that you'll be successful. But it's like, I was just thinking, I had left myself a voice message last night because a lot of my clients are facing this challenge against the social media coaches suggesting that you show up as the authority in your content. And I don't disagree with that. And I would never put down any other social media coaches because I think we all have our own flair and our own finesse. But the bandwagon of showing up as an authority is really throwing off some of these people because they hear that and they automatically think they need to go into their content and start attacking. And
interesting.
Yeah, and I'm watching this unfold and I'm like, people are telling you to show up as an authority, but you're forgetting that you already are an authority. And so you're trying to be an authority in the way that they're being an authority, and it's not going to work for you. So I wish, like, the message that I left myself is, I'm going to create a piece of content on this because I'm so passionate about it. And I'm like, how do we define what showing up as an authority is? It's like, what got you to this point is all you've been doing is portraying your energy. And that's what showing up as an authority is. And we get so lost in the sauce with our content that people are showing up and they're trying to have the perfect messaging. They're trying to have clarity around their ideal client. Like they're doing all the right things, but they're forgetting who they are. They're forgetting to bring their energy. It's like when you're behind the scenes and you're coaching in your spaces, you're on fire. Bring that to your content and it's game over. And that's what being authority is. And that's where it's like, back to our conversation of having a mentor and having a coach, super important to a certain extent. It's like you've learned the game, Bree, you up to this point, you know how to infuse your energy. And I've been watching you now for over a year, and I've watched you like blossom into this super confident, like you know what you're doing, you know what you have going on. And it's been so fun to watch. But you did learn that through probably like, I'm trying on what her strategy is, I'm trying out what her strategy is. And then you kind of get to a point where you're like, I'm fed up with that. I just want to be me.
Yes. 100%. I think my favorite word, and I think like for like, you know, finding authority, what if we just said be unhinged? Like, literally. That's your authority. Like you're just like full said, like gonna show up in unicorn and mermaid vibes, and that's just what we do.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of what we do. It's like you can do whatever the F you want to do. Go do it.
People love it when you're unhinged. And that's like, you know, everyone's unhinged is different, but just be unfiltered, have the most fun, say what you want to say. Like, and I do think though, like going back to mentorship and like skill set, it's really helpful to be unhinged when you do have that foundation and knowing how to sell, knowing how to market, how to create an irresistible offer. Yes. It's way easier to be unhinged when you do have those like foundational skills and knowledge.
100%. I love this conversation. What, like, are you would describe what you're doing right now as like, do you have an agency? Is that what you would say?
I run the industry leading virtual assistant training program. So I help women turn their unhinged authority, their expertise in their corporate careers or even like mom skills, and turn those into services that they serve business owners with and earn 5K months. So that's kind of like my core, like signature program. I've been doing that since I started. And then because of that, because I've been running that program, you know, business owners would come to me and be like, can I hire the VA? Well, can I hire you? I'm like, no, because I train VAs now. But I have a VA agency where I will pair you with the VAs that I've trained. And so that's like, I mean, gosh, we signed 3 clients into the agency in the last 24 hours. Like that's popping and it's so fun. And it's like even, you know, tapping like the conversation about being unhinged and tapping into your intuition, like the name is Icon Enlightening. And it downloaded to me at like 12 a.m. after everyone was asleep in the house. Like it means nothing and it means everything. Like it's just my intuition was just like, boop. So it's fun. It's like a vibe, like, you know, and then my first book is coming out this year. My first live event will be this year.
That's huge.
I know. It's so exciting.
What's the book process like? How does that feel?
What, the book writing process?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew, it's been a journey. That could be like a whole nother podcast episode. But basically, like short story, I've been trying to write this book for 2 years. I've signed with 3 different publishers.
Wow.
And for whatever reasons, like it was lots of learning lessons. And so now I'm publishing my own book. It's going to be a bestseller. And there's going to be something that comes after the book, which I will share after the book. But I think all of the lessons in getting my book published is going to be alchemized into something absolutely massive that will change the industry in ways which I will share later.
Yeah,
I'm super cryptic.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah,
it's really cool. I will be the first person to buy your book. So just
I'm so excited.
Whenever it's ready, that's so cool.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. Yes.
That's a big
what
step.
About... Oh, go ahead.
You said you have a live event. Is that what you said after that?
Yeah, likely the first weekend in August. We're just locking in the venue. But yeah, it's, that for me, like talking about growth edges, and I don't even know why it would be interesting to like psychoanalyze this, but that has been a big edge for me to have an in-person event. But yeah, we're doing it. I mean, my people have, because when and I know you're the same, like I love people. Community, by far the most important part of you don't have a business if you don't have like a community.
Yep.
And so my people have been like, when's the event? We want to get together. And I'm like, I'm going to put on an event.
Is this like a convention conference or like a retreat? And who is it for?
It's kind of both. I'm thinking around 30, because I don't want it to be like a convention. Like I want it to be the super experiential, super fun. The whole event actually downloaded to me on a plane ride back from running a half marathon a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
It was just like, boop, like it just dropped in. I'm like, there it is. Like, oh, and there's like, oh, okay. I'll tell you this part because I think it's so fun, but it's called Timeline Jump. And so it's not VA specific, but like, I think a lot of my community will come. It's just about you will leave on your next timeline. But Friday is Future Self Day. And so one of the things I'm doing is bringing in a boutique, and included in your event ticket, you get to pick out something from this boutique as your future self. And then we're going to have a future self dinner where you get to wear the thing and like it's good. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so fun.
I love that so much. That's going to be so fun. I love like themed days too. That's so I was in a mastermind last year, and one of the dinners, the theme of what we wore was like something in your closet left untouched. So like, you should take that. I feel like it's like, take something out of your closet that you thought that you were so excited about, but you don't wear because it's like not normal to wear on the day-to-day basis.
Juicy.
Yeah. And it was fun, like to see everybody else's. And then at dinner, we had to go around and tell the story of when you bought it, why you bought it, and then like what you embody when you wear it tonight or at the dinner. Yeah. It was fun. Yeah,
so
really
fun.
Yeah, but I'm excited too. I actually do understand the stretch, like the edginess of having an event, because that's definitely one of my like top tier goals is to have an in-person event, but I'm terrified of that. And I don't even know why. I think it's like, it feels like a lot. It feels like a lot of planning. I definitely don't really worry about people getting there or going. I don't worry about that, but there is like what if people hate it when they're there? It's like all of those thoughts that go into that. But I totally understand, because that's like leadership to a whole new level,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would be interesting. It's interesting that we both have that. Like there's something there, because it's not that we don't know people will be there, that the events can be amazing. But yeah, it's like a lot to hold, like a lot on the line. Yeah.
Are you doing it local to you, or are you doing it in a different spot?
It's in Minneapolis, so it's about 3.5 hour drive for me. Okay. It's like the biggest, closest city that's really easy for people to get into.
Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be good. I know it'll be good. It is funny though, because like people have been asking like for a while now, and like so I have someone on my team who kind of helps with the like future things, and so she was like, well, I'm just gonna like start planning and like putting things together, and it was like the timing's not right, like I don't know, but it's like suddenly it landed, and like actually hired an event planner just because I want to make sure it's perfect. And so it's like suddenly all the things, I'm like, oh, there's the event. It's going to happen this summer. Like, so I don't know. It's like, maybe it's just like our hesitations or like the edge. It's just like, it'll drop in when it's ready. And then you're like, okay, here we go.
That's so true. Yeah. It's like relinquishing control a little bit of that piece.
Yeah.
Which is can always be scary for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What's next for you?
So this year I've dedicated my time and energy to my mastermind space, which is called the Takeover. And I'm obsessed with all the women inside. I'm obsessed with them. I'm obsessed with the space. It's totally like being formed as we speak, and I'm refining it over and over again. And I'm just kind of like testing the edges of, just to be totally transparent, like charging more and holding more, and not just doing like these programs that start and end, but like creating a space where women can have like a continuation of support and community and sisterhood and going deeper on things. Like for so long I taught the surface level content stuff, which I think is important. I think it's really important to have that foundation, like understand how to make your content look good, sound good, all of that stuff. But I want to go deeper. Like I'm just craving that level of intimacy with women where it's not just about content and business. It's like what's going on in your personal life and how can we use it to turn you into a powerhouse. And I do think I'm really uncovering that in my own life, which is why I'm feeling very called to do it. It's like I'm getting ready to start my 4th round of IVF. And at first I was like, this is hard. Like, this is sad. Like, this is tough. But now I'm realizing it's taken me 3 rounds. Like, this experience is totally turning me into a bad bitch. Like, it's totally taking me from like a person who, I mean, everyone's had hardship in their own way. Like, I don't want to downplay the things I've been through, but it's like, this is really hard to go through this at this age and like what I thought my life was going to look like. And it's totally flipped upside down. And I'm taking it and I'm totally using it to my advantage. And I'm turning into like, I'm so strong on the inside because of this. And I'm able to show up in my business differently. Like they say, you know, the saying goes like, this is personal development on crack is what a business is. And it's so true. And I'm really uncovering that through this journey is like, I am going through some hard shit, but my business has never been better because I'm choosing and deciding to use it as fuel versus surrendering to it.
It's alchemy. You're alchemizing. You're transmuting.
100%.
So powerful. I love that. Because yes, I'm like, not downplaying, you know, anything, but some people probably it's like, it's happening to me. And you're like, this is happening for me. And, you know, I'm going to, however it plays out, I'm going to be my biggest, baddest self and live, you know, the life that I'm meant to live. Yeah.
And I obviously don't want to make sense of whatever God, universe, source has planned for me, but I do sometimes think like this is happening because I still have so much to give in my business before I take care of another life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like, I got to go there. I got to go there and figure out what that is for this to unfold the way that it's supposed to. So I don't know if that's true. It helps me and it like definitely makes me feel excited about things. But yeah, I don't know what the next big thing is for me. It's just kind of going deeper right now.
Ooh, well, that's delicious. It's all unfolding in real time.
Yeah. What a fun time.
I know. I mean, it makes me think, you know, like if I know you have, like, for everyone who's listening, if you'd studied, you know, the like law of assumption, law of attraction, but also just like the universal workings, like the laws of the universe, it's like everything always works out the way that it should. And it's like, you know, our human, like, we're like, like, why is this happening? But it's like, if you already knew everything was going to work out as it should, like, we wouldn't worry so much. And I love what you said about, like, you know, maybe it's not this season, like God's just like, yo, this is your time to blow up your business. And it's going to create the stability and foundation when you do have those beautiful babies in your arms. Like, you're not going to have to worry, or like you'll have the spaciousness and the abundance and all of that.
100%. I believe that to my core.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I want to keep you too long. I could keep talking to you forever. I love you so much. Like, seriously, I'm your biggest fan. But I mean, this is going to be on your show too, but I do ask everyone at the end of my show one specific question, which is not anything crazy, but because I'm obsessed with content and I coach on content, I'm curious, what is the best advice in content that you've ever given and applied? That you've ever been given, sorry.
Okay, what have I been given? Gosh, that's funny. It's like that's funny. I'm like, I can't think of what I've been given, but I can share how I make content really easy for me.
Beautiful.
Okay. Well, one, I think it is important to know who you're talking to and what their desire is and what their pain points are, like where they are, where they want to be. Once you know that, I think content is so fun and easy. And I think then it just becomes really this like behind the scenes and storytelling and like your reflections and how I make it so easy. Like I don't know if it's my human design. I'm a Manny-gen. Like I'm not a planner, a header. Like I've tried to like have my content mapped out and written out and scheduled. And I don't know. It's not my vibe.
Yeah.
And so like, I'll just kind of get the ping for what I want content to be for the day. I voice message it into chat and I just blabber. I'm like, this is what I want my content to be about today. Here's what I want to say, and blah, 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 blah. And then, it's trained on my voice and my frequency and whatnot. And it helps me like essentially organize my own words. And it's so helpful, and it takes all of like 10 minutes to get something up, and just not overthinking, but it's like, that's how I can make it quicker and faster, and it's still my words, but I'm using technology to like, otherwise it might take me an hour to like write all the little words and whatnot.
That's like, I never thought of, for some reason, like voice messaging ChatGPT, but that's brilliant.
It's going to change your life.
Yeah, like what? Why have I not done that?
Yeah,
that's brilliant. Yeah, I will. I just told you, like last night I was laying in bed, like Matt was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, being the authority, like, like saying it in my voice message, so I want to post about it. I'm just going to put that into chat. That's such a good idea.
Yes. Put the transcript in. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. One thing that I do want to highlight to everyone listening, especially, I can only speak this because I know how it feels, but you might be listening to people like us that have success in their business, and you're like, okay, I want to go see what they're doing right now in their content, and I want to emulate it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just keep in mind that one specific thing that Bree said in the beginning when I was asking her about her story is she specifically shared about her experience as a VA before she built this massive VA business. And I think the piece that people miss is they try to jump the step of sharing their own story and sharing their own journey and documenting it. And that is where the magic happens. It's like you build community when you bring people along for your journey, not when you become the authority. It's like you have to earn the right to be the authority, and it doesn't take very long. It's just a matter of documenting where you're devoted right now in your life. And she shared her journey about becoming a VA and making all this money and like uncovering this crazy potential in this job. And I shared my journey about being a fitness instructor, and like all of these things like just became very natural. It's like, take yourself back in your content to, if you were just posting and sharing your journey, what would that look like? And those are the stories you tell.
So good. And even still, it's like, because we're constantly evolving and growing, it's still the stories we tell of, I'm writing my book, and like, lessons there, like, how planning our first event is an edge for us. Like I believe that like good content takes people through even those, like always. People want to get part of your journey. It's what builds trust and resonance. And, we all go through the same things no matter what level we're at.
Yeah. I call this, eras content, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like really fun. And like you would be in like your book writing, your author era, or like your getting to your edge in business era, and you could share about that. Like I'm in my IVF era, and so it doesn't take over my entire content, because we also want to talk about what it's like to get into our world and our coaching and et cetera, et cetera. But having like the eras content kind of filtered in and sprinkled into your content, it really does spark interest for people. Like if you were to share, which you have, I've watched you, about how you're feeling stretched to create this retreat, this event. It's going to be the first one. You want to do it right. Like the first day you're bringing this boutique, like I'm going to perk up and be like, I need to be a part of this. I feel like I'm a part of this journey. Like the moment she drops the link, I'm investing, I'm there, I'm along for the ride. And that's what Era's content will do for your business. And I love that. So proud of you for sharing.
So good. Well, I'm going to take notes on that. I love that. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, sure.
What about for us Manny-gens who have like 6 eras at the same time?
Well, that's like a beautiful thing. You should never run out of content.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I have a problem. Oh, no.
I mean, you're doing great. You're killing it. I'm obsessed with what you have going on. So doing it so I can keep watching and being inspired by you.
Likewise. I love it. Amazing. Well, this was so much fun. Now, for all of my audience who are listening to this episode, where can they find you? Like, what's the best way to get in your world? All that good stuff.
Across all platforms, which I'm most heavily on Instagram, is Chandler Lee Co. A lot of people think my last name is Lee Co, but it's like, I've had some psycho boyfriends. So like I have had to like remove my last name from everything so people can't find me. That's also another podcast for another day. But Chandler Lee Co is my handle. And yeah, I always have a link in my bio. There's always something going on. We're always making magic somewhere. So just join in on the fun. But I have to ask you that question too, because,
I'm so cracking up. Lee Co. Chandler, go.
I'm like,
like, no. Yeah, Instagram definitely is where I hang out the most. I'm at Hey, it's Bree Cain. So HeyItsBreeCain. And yeah, same. I think just hang out, like watch the stories, pop into my DMs, link in bio, all that good stuff.
Love it. And I will definitely link everything below too. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can come find us and hang out. But I love you, Bree. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to publish this and get it out into the world.
Oh, so good. I love you. Thank you so much for, asking, like, yes, let's do this. This was amazing.
So fun.
So,
all right.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.